Well, we are here to serve Congressman Ed Perlmutter the petitions for redress of grievances. And here's his building. Now I need to leave this paper with you.
Okay.
It's a legal notice and demand. I'm sorry. I'm now recording.
That's fine.
Here it is. So I need proof that I have served you and that you can hand it to him, if you could.
I will hand it to Danielle, our Chief of Staff.
And then
who will
Danielle.
give it to the House legal Danielle as soon as she gets out of our meeting.
Great. Thank you very
You're
much.
very welcome.
You've got the paperwork.
I've got the
Very
paperwork.
good. Have a good day. Senator McCain.
Right behind you is several recordings.
Look at all these people, huh? Awesome day. We're spending $1 trillion a year sending troops all around the world to protect our Constitution from enemies foreign, while here in the U.S., our Senate and Congress seem to be trampling on our Constitution domestically with our bills like the Patriot Act, the Military Commission Act, and this upcoming FISA Act, which scraps the Fourth Amendment. My question is this. On June 30th, we the people served you, along with every member of Congress and the Senate, a petition for redress of grievances guaranteed in the last 10 words of our First Amendment of the Constitution. And my question to you is, how will you personally respond to the people's petitions for the redress of grievances that were served on June 30th?
I will examine that petition, and I will try to ascertain what it's specifically about. I have not seen it yet.
10 counts of violations to the Constitution.
Go ahead, please.
The petition states that there are 10 counts to the violation of the Constitution, and it asks, it's a petition for redress of grievances has been around since the Magna Carta, and it's in the First Amendment, and our government, it's the way of remedying when the government breaks the Constitution, the people petition to restore the rule of law. So will you respond to how you're going to restore the rule of law in the Constitution?
I'll be more than happy to examine that petition as I try to examine every petition by citizens to their government. But also let me point out on FISA, I believe that it was very dangerous to, in my view, to hold the telecommunications corporations liable for them acting in cooperation with the government after 9/11 to help us monitor the communications of Al-Qaeda and terrorists. So obviously you and I have a very different opinion on that issue. And so let me just say to you right now, I believe that the telecommunications company or any other organization, when called upon by their government to do something that is in the national security interest, that they should not be held responsible in the way that they're to be sued.
For a violation of the Constitution.
So my friend, there's a careful balance between protecting the national interest and protecting individuals' rights. And that balance moves back and forth. Frankly, there have been times in our history that we've not been so proud of, when we interned Japanese Americans in World War II. And there's got to be a continued balance between the protection of individual rights and also the necessity of national security. Now, it's my view that we should have the ability, with certain court procedures observed, to monitor the communications, particularly with the dramatic modernization and ability of communicate between organizations that want to do America harm. And so I'm glad you're recording this, because I'd like to make sure you show it to all your friends. I have no doubt where I stand that the telecommunications companies should not be held liable for cooperation they provided the government of the United States after 9/11, when we were trying to stop further attacks on the United States of America. And to say that you want them to be held liable is something, in my view, that would be a trial lawyer's dream. And I strongly oppose it. Senator Obama supports it. That's the difference in our view.
I wouldn't want to speculate on why, except that we know that McCain's Secret Service people told them to come tell me to take this off.
But you don't have to obey an unlawful order?
Well, I can either do that or I can get arrested.
Then they threatened to arrest you?
Yeah, there was a policeman standing right here. All right, it was this gentleman right here. Yeah,
would you comment for the camera, officer?
It was either take it off or go to jail.
No comments for the camera?
The First Amendment is a federal amendment, and it supersedes. Is there a city ordinance against this?
Is there a victim?
I know.
Sorry.
No, I'm glad this is on. I hope the news media covers this. This is city property. There's nothing wrong with having a sign on city property.
It's protected by your First Amendment.
It protects me and it protects the signs. The First Amendment is federal, and that supersedes city ordinance, but there isn't a city ordinance against signs.
You can keep your sign here and receive a ticket for trespass, or you can remove the sign and stay in line and attend this town hall meeting.
Now, I want this. Are we all listening?
Yeah.
You're saying that I am trespassing on city property.
No, he's saying you're trespassing on city property.
Is this city property or is this private property?
Private property right here.
Where does city property start?
Sidewalk.
Who owns this property?
GC, can I see your ID, please?
This is city property.
Who owns this property?
Is it
Who owns this property? You don't have to show them your ID, ma'am.
Can I have your ID also?
Sure.
Here's my student
Whose
card.
property is this?
Do you have any kind of state ID?
Papers,
please. State ID, driver's license, identification card.
Somewhere.
You also don't have to comply with that. It's
Well, I hope it's well recorded.
yes.
Goodbye.
All right, yeah, we're going to probably round it. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
Yes, Denver Police Department.
Sir, whose property is this?
Your card, please.
With us right now, please.
Who,
With us right now, please.
whose property is this?
Talk to her all you want when we're done with her. Come on.